Hello, everybody. I am so excited. We are going to be talking today about our WOW Literary Festival, the Words of Wonder Literary Festival. And I just wanted to go live so we have an opportunity to not only to share why it's so important that you and your family is there, but we also have an amazing giveaway that we're going to give away leading up to the festival. So for this live, I know I've done a few different lives with people in the committee. Last week I did one with Jacqueline, our headliner. But today's live is going to be with the one and only Wit, who is my PR, who has been helping me so much in like promoting this festival. So if you're watching this live now, if you could share it, that would be amazing because then we're able to just get as much of the word out. And leading up to the festival, we'll be doing different lives and different promos so we can get as many people out to it. So before we get started, I wanted to first give with the floor to kind of share about herself, and then we'll get into what we came to discuss today.
Awesome. So thank you, Jarima, for inviting me today. My name, as Jarima shared, is Whit Devereaux. I am the PR manager and sponsorship coordinator for the Words of Wonder Literary Festival. And I'm super excited, not only because I do the PR, but as an author, I think that this is an amazing opportunity for everyone who even just has an idea. Like, oh, maybe one day I want to write, to get that inspiration and to see other people doing it and being in motion. So I'm an author, I do the PR, I'm a mom, so I'm bringing my children and my nephew. And there's just so much that I can say about the Words of Wonder Festival, but I want to first say I think that Jarima is doing an amazing work here in the city of Chicago. She's reaching people even beyond the city of Chicago. So if you've never heard of Burst into Books after this live, not now, but after the live, make sure that you follow so that way you can stay connected because Burst into Books is always doing something.
Yeah, right.
Always. Yeah.
I always laugh whenever I meet with you or Rachel because even before we start, she's like, "Okay, so give me an update. Like, what's going on?" Because I know some stuff has
Yes.
changed since we talked last, and that's always your question to me as well. So I'm so excited because I do believe that the work that we're doing is spreading, and I'm always excited when we have amazing opportunities to partner. Like yesterday, we were able to kick off an initiative with Boxville with their Browns Browns Bronzeville Bill in their garden. So we're going to be doing like story times there. And again, I just think it's so important that we are coming to the community, right, to where the families are, but then also allowing our children to be a part of the process and what's happening. And so that's why this festival is important to me because I believe that the way we get our next generation excited is that they feel like these spaces are created for them, right? And that they can just be a kid and they can love and they can meet new people and they get to talk to an author and they're able to do
Hmm.
a writing workshop and get a book and it's fun, right? It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to feel like school. It doesn't have to feel as if it's a chore, but they're going to be excited to be there because the space was created with them in mind, right? And so,
Hmm.
similar to you, I'm a mom, so Trey will be all up in there. He's always up in
Indeed.
there, my family will be there. And so I really think it's important that we have these opportunities to come together as a community, right?
I agree. I
Yeah.
think it's important to plant that seed, and that's what you all are doing. Because sometimes kids look at writing or reading and writing as something that may be boring or something I have to do, but not something I get to do. Because when I
Exactly.
was younger, we had something called accelerated reader, and we
Mhm.
had to read for points. It was required, but I found that I learned a lot about a lot of different cultures, and I could get lost in the book. Like I could become, what was the girl's name? Little Annie and Annie in the Prairie, the White House on the Prairie, that girl. And I could do any of that stuff just by picking up the book and reading.
Yep.
So if we plant that seed in our children that reading can be fun, it can be interactive, I think that can change not only how they view books, but even how they may do academically
Yep.
as they go back to school.
So true. And even to your point about being taken to another place, right? Like yesterday, our whole thing was about travel. And each book that the kids heard, they were in another place. So yesterday, our kids went to
Nice.
Paris. They were in Africa. They were in Bronzeville doing all of this, right? But it was cool for them to be like, wow, I can travel by just opening the book, right? And to your point, they don't associate reading and writing with just school, but it will help them in school because they have
Hmm.
opportunities to learn and perfect their craft in a way that they are excited about doing it, right? So I'm so excited. We're gonna go to
Yeah.
our event details.
Let's
Um,
do it.
I'm about to be super real with y'all right now. So I have my aligners in my mouth, so I feel like I'm talking with a lisp.
Oh, we don't hear nothing
You
or
don't
see
hear
it.
it. I'm like, and then. So I'm trying to get used
No, it's
to it.
probably just you
It's
that
me.
can
It's just
hear it.
me.
Yeah.
Good. Good. Okay. Because I was like, look, I'll take these things out, but I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna be good. I just left the dentist. I'm gonna be good. so,
You got to keep it
uh,
in.
yeah, so event details. I just wanted to just talk about the day and what will be there because we will have it scheduled all throughout the venue when you arrive. It's on our website, so you know like who's a part of the event. We also have the schedule on there, but I just wanted to kind of talk about each of the areas. So the first area we have a youth and family area, which I'm super excited about. This area is going to be led by Candace Washington, who is the owner and executive director of Brown Books and Paintbrush. And if you are unfamiliar with her, she is an organization you should follow. She does a lot of work with early learners, right? So up to that fifth, sixth grade, but it's all about exposure, the arts, reading, and literacy. And so she has curated this whole area for families. So we're going to have stations, storytelling, drumming, read alouds, art places. Like she's actually going to put pillows and stuff on the floor so your babies can
Nice.
crawl and be with the books, and just really a space that the kids are gonna be like, oh my gosh, they're not gonna want to leave. They're gonna want to stay in that area, even though we have other areas for you. But I say that because if you have even a toddler, right, you can bring
Hmm.
them and they're gonna be exposed all the way up to teens and adults. So we have been very intentional of having that there's something for everybody. So this youth and family area is super, super important. We have a giveaway that we're going to talk about before we leave, but I want to share it now because it's for our youth. And I'm going to give Whit an opportunity to kind of talk about this giveaway because
Hmm.
my thing with kids is that I believe exposure is key. You don't know what's going to stick. And a lot of times our kids were like, oh my gosh, they all they do is watch TV or they're on, they're in their technology, And so this literary festival seems like, is this something my kids are going to be into? And I've always, when I talk to parents and educators, like, let's not fight against it. Let's just equip our kids so that they can be creators as well. Right. So I'm not
Hmm.
going to tell you to stop, looking at YouTube and looking at videos and playing your video games. But all of that is storytelling. Like when people are making these YouTube videos and these different TikToks,
Yes, it
they're
is.
telling stories. They're using dance, they're using music. I mean, they're very intentional about what's in the background because they know what's going to get your attention. Our kids know that, and it's about helping them understand that as well. And so I'm excited because one of our sponsors is
Yeah.
donating 10 online animation classes so our kids can learn how to create this animation themselves along with being able to be creative and tell their own stories. And so I'm excited because Wit was actually the one that connected us. And so I'm going to give it to her to talk a little bit more about this sponsor who is connected to our youth and family area.
Indeed. And I'm glad that you mentioned that it can go from toddler all the way up because some people might be thinking, oh, I just have a little baby. I can't bring them.
Bring
This is for
them,
everybody. So
everybody.
make sure you are out there. The event that or the giveaway we're giving is actually connected to one of my co authors. So I mentioned that I am an author. I wrote a book called Blacks and Nonprofits Marketing, Branding, and Social Medias for nonprofits specifically. And extra kudos if you are a Black led one. This can apply to everybody. However, we wrote it with our people in mind. And TJ is one of the authors. He talks all about animation and storytelling in his chapter, which starts on page 52. And the thing about the children using YouTube and TikTok. They have so many different skills that they're pulling together. Like I have to get my daughter to help me with my TikTok because she know how to time the words and the transitions and all of that. So with these animation courses that TJ has gifted us for free, 10 lucky individuals, 10 blessed children will be able to do their own animation and learn how to even take their storytelling up a notch, how to make it look very professional. He does a lot of cartoon type of animations where, like, he took me, I can share that later on, but he took me and put me on the billboard, and the person looked just like me, but it's animated. So you can do so much with animation. So in addition to the 10 animated courses that you're going to get that you can do anywhere because it's virtual, someone will also get a copy of the book. And you'll be able to learn more directly from TJ on how you can apply this as a business owner. So the animation courses are for the children, but then you get it as the parent and you can figure out how to navigate these internet streets as well.
Exactly. Because there are definitely the streets, okay? And you gotta
Yeah,
know, it's like, look, it's like when you go on another street, like I gotta
it's
figure
a
like
lot.
Instagram streets is different than Facebook streets, okay?
They
TikTok streets are
are.
different, and it's important to know it. And I'm so grateful for that giveaway that we can give to our families and give to the youth. So the way we are doing the giveaways is just simply, I'm just asking people to just share this live, just share the live. And what I'm gonna do is look at who's been sharing the live, and from that,
Mhm.
I'm gonna just like personally DM you and say, hey, you won this animation course, right? Or hey, you won this book. This is a way for families to just get the word out, but also for us to say thank you for sharing
Yeah.
about this. So I'm gonna move on to our vendors. I did see one of our vendors is on here, Fanny. If you're still on, hey, she will be one of our vendors selling actually some amazing fresh juices. So
Oh, nice.
we're gonna have food vendors, right? And we also gonna have resource areas, and we also have an author's wing. And so I wanted to bring that up because I was really intentional about who we have in this space, so that there's something for everybody. So again, as I told you, Fanny has the fresh pressed juices. So if you're looking for something on the healthier side, we got you. If you are looking for, hey, are there going to be food there? Yes, it is a festival, so you will not have to leave. So we have 3 different food trucks, along with the ice cream truck that's coming, along with we'll have like concessions. So we have something for everybody. And then in our resource area, we have so many different community partners who are going to be there. We have, of course, like the big ones like CPL, Chicago Public Library, CPS. We also have different schools that are in the area that will be present. With CPS being there, they're going to be there, of course, encouraging our babies to go back to school on time on the first day. So we even today from CPS were gifted with 100 book bags, right, to equip kids for coming back to school. So they'll be there passing that out along with books. We also have our community partners here. Roseland Hospital will be here, giving. We have a health and wellness area. They're going to be doing vaccinations for kids, boosters, doing blood pressure for families. We have vision testing. We have vendors who will be selling their books. We have other community organizations for the youth so families can stay connected, what is available for their kids. We really wanted to have everyone present because, along with literacy and reading, who we are in our temple and our body matters all the more, right? Even me as an educator, I couldn't be like, oh, I want my kids to be focused and they're hungry, right? Or they're ill or they don't have access to resources. Or if a parent is stressed out about how they're going to get their things for their kids, that rubs off on children. So we want to have a space where, as you're getting ready to go back to school, maybe they can get a vision screening before school. You already know what they need to do. Already, we'll have a dental table there that they'll be doing appointments for families who are trying to get their dental screening. So we really want it to be a way that, yes, you're excited about literacy, but also you see that we're thinking about the whole family and how we can really be a support for you. So I'll pause a little bit. What do you think about that? Isn't that pretty cool?
I think this is awesome. I was trying to go ahead and share to get the word out so people know how to even participate in the giveaway and especially how to attend not only the vendors and resource area, but the youth and family area, and so much more of what the Words of Wonder Literary Festival will have to offer. Darima is not even done yet. It's so much there. That's why I'm so excited about this literary festival because it's more than just books. It's more than reading, writing, illustration, everything that you need. And especially now, it's been hard to get doctor's appointments, right? They give you a long wait list, but your child needs to see the dentist or they need to have their screenings. It's like a one stop shop. You get everything that you need situated so that your children are ready and they're excited about going back to school while still enjoying the summer because they got a little time. They have a little time. And I don't know if we mentioned the date, but it's July 30th. So
Yeah,
it's coming.
it's coming.
It's
It's next
coming.
Saturday. It's next Saturday. Oh my gosh.
And
We are
we've been talking
9
about this
days
since
away.
last year. Yeah. So to
Yeah,
see it coming to fruition is truly a blessing.
yeah,
It's so many things for families to take part in. So you got your vendors, if you want some food, you want some drinks, you really don't have to leave
you don't have
until
to.
the end.
And guess what?
You're
You
there
don't
all
want to
day.
leave because not only are we gonna have it, I'm gonna like kind of go through these next things pretty quickly. We have, like I said, the youth and family area. We have our vendors and resource area. We have our health and wellness area. We also have writing and illustration workshops that are gonna be on
Yeah.
site. They start as early as 11:30. They end. The latest one I believe is around 4. We are blessed with all of the different facilitators of these workshops. We have workshops for kids as young as kindergarten all the way up to adults. If you are an adult who wants to be a writer, we have a workshop for you. The schedule is on our website. Also, we
Nice.
have an illustration workshop that's going to be done by the amazing, amazing E.B. Lewis, who is an illustrator of the illustrators. Okay,
I'm excited to meet
if
him.
you look in, if you go to the library and you look in the children's section, he's he has illustrated over 50 children books. Like he has done so many with our headliner Jacqueline Woodson. So they'll be having an opportunity to meet and talk with families, which I'm so excited about. And he's just a really
Yes.
down to earth person. And so he's like, I want to do 2 workshops. He's actually going to do 2. He's going to do one for the younger and one for older and adults. So if you want to be a part of that,
Nice.
he's going to literally do like a whole painting. He's bringing his whole everything, his whole catalog, and it's an hour and a half workshop. So I would say come, it's free. And I mean, when will you ever have another opportunity to do it? If you are currently an illustrator for children's books, you should be in his workshop, right? You'll be able to get
Hmm.
tips and talk to him about, things for your own craft. So I think that's important. And then we got live performances all
There's
day.
more.
There's more. When you thought that was it, there's more. We have live
Exactly.
performances on the stage, along with on the main floor. We have a dance team, Ultimate Threat dance team. We have the Jesse White Tumblers that will be there. We
Mhm.
also have spoken word artists, storytelling, all those things throughout the day. We have Pep Rally Takeover that's coming to like take over an hour of the festival and really like get the kids excited. And so I'm so excited. And then during the middle of the festival from 2 to 3, our headliner, Jacqueline Woodson, is going to be interviewed by another local Chicago author, Evan Roberts, who's a good friend of mine. He's going to interview her along with E.B. Lewis, just so we can be a more intimate setting and families can really get to know them. And right after we have her interview, we're giving away her latest book for free. We have been able to
Nice.
purchase 1,500 copies of her book, Spanish and English version, to give out to families. And she also created a personalized message that goes in each book. And so we're
Oh,
excited to be able to give that to our attendees. So giveaways, food, performances. It's like
it's everything. I showed
we're there
y'all.
from 11 to 5, 11 to 5. So if you got something to do early in the day, just come see us later. If you got something to do later, come see us early. I mean, it's
Hmm.
going to be a whole thing. We even outside, we were just contacted last week. They're called the Creativity Bus, which I'm so excited about. They are going to be at the festival now, and they're actually
Oh,
going to be set up
nice.
outside of the venue. They have this huge, like, refurbished CTA bus that they
Wow.
bring all these activities and arts and like interactive, and they're going to be set up in the lawn in the front of the building. So even when you walk up to the stadium, you're going to be
Yes.
introduced with things to engage in. So,
See, she mentioned about it's always something new. I didn't even know that. That's good.
right, that was an
That is so
exclusive, y'all.
exciting.
That's exclusive. It's not even on the website yet. It just
That's
happened. So
awesome.
when they call me like, "Can we be a part of it?" I'm like, "Of course you can. We're gonna work it out. We're gonna work it out." So
Yes.
I'm so
Soon as you
excited
come
about this.
in.
You should come. You should come. And so to kind of wrap this up, what can you do next? Well, we still are looking for you to register. I mean,
Hmm.
the city is huge, and so we want as many people to know about this event. If you go to our website, as I have going at the bottom of the screen, if you click on versus2books.org, at the very top, it says Wild Lit Fest. Go ahead, register. You can also we also will be doing on-site registration. So if you just find about it that morning, just show up. You're all good. You can donate.
Yes,
It's a
donate.
free, it's a free festival, right? But it's not a free to us, right?
Exactly.
So,
It
and we
costs.
want this to be an annual festival. So please donate. I mean, however you could donate, small or large. On the website is where you can donate as well. If you would like to sponsor, right? If you want to reach out and like sponsor either in kind or be a sponsor, monetary, just reach out to us. We can definitely be able to pull you in. And I said become a vendor, but our vendors are actually done because
Yes, solidified.
we had to, we had to close it off at some point. So we
Yeah, it's
don't
getting
have any
close.
more space for vendors. However, what is I'm excited about is that I'm already having conversations with people about 2023. So
Oh,
even
wow.
if you couldn't do it this year, like definitely let me know you're interested and we can make sure you're a part of 2023. And we're gonna have totes that we're giving out. So I've let vendors know, like, hey, we don't have a space for a table, but if you give me information, we can put it in the tote bags that everybody's gonna get when they arrive. So your info can still get out to the public. So again,
That's awesome.
these are all the different ways you could be involved. I am so excited. Um, every day I'm just like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And I know when the day comes, if y'all see me, just know that I'm so excited that this idea has actually became a
Yes.
reality.
It's a blessing because I remember you saying, "Oh, I want to do this next year." I'm thinking July, and it is here.
It
We are
is
only 9 days away, literally,
only 9 days.
from it. Yes, God is good. He brings it all together. So
He
you write the
does.
vision, made it plain, and now it's happening. So y'all don't miss out.
Don't
This is
don't miss
history in the making.
it's history to make and so many people and I want to get to that when we talk about sponsors because I want to definitely shout out our sponsors.
Yes.
We were blessed, like we already talked about, by TJ with the animation course, which I'm so grateful for that. We also have sponsorship, as I talked about, from CPS. CPS has sponsored and given us those 100 book bags that have supplies in them, along
Hmm.
with the Department of Literacy with CPS are the ones who are paying for the giveaway of the book. So all of the books that we're giving
Yes.
away, they covered the cost. I'm super grateful for them. I'm also grateful to the Greater Auburn Gresham uh, Development Corp because they were a huge sponsor. We were
Yeah.
rallying, looking for people to vendor as far as like so that can be more income, looking for sponsorship and donations. And we were able to apply for a grant that they had out that was supporting local Black and Latinx organizations. And we were awarded $25,000, you all. And
Yes.
that was huge. That allowed us to pay for the venue, pay for covering the cost. I mean, like even though we have the vendor fee, we have to get the tables, get the stage, get. I mean, it's so much. Because it's such a large festival, we had to get security. We had to. It was so many insurance, and that was able to alleviate a lot of a burden for us. Because I mean, our budget for this was pretty big, but I was grateful and I was hopeful that it was gonna come through. Like, look,
Yeah.
when to tell you, I was booking stuff
Listen.
and we had no money. I'm like, look, let
Exactly.
me just get the date. Let me get the date
Just go
and
make
we'll
it
work out some
plain.
money. And
Hmm.
he had. And so I'm grateful because it was able to help us cover the cost of like even the performances and all of that, but also donations and sponsorship help us to feel for next year. So thank you to them. They were a huge, huge sponsor. I want to thank Semicolon Bookstore because they came through. They are actually the distributor that we purchased the books through, and they're going to be on
Yes.
site actually handling, giving it out to the community. I mean, Danielle and her team are amazing. And so if you do not
Hmm.
know about Semicolon Bookstore, please go there. 57th Street Bookstore, Seminary Co-op, they are amazing partner and committee members with us. They're actually going to be hosting a table on site that will have, they specially selected books that are from Jacqueline and from EB. So if you're
Oh,
looking for
nice.
books that you can add to your library, they're going to have a whole table that has their works. And so we're grateful for them because they have been huge supporters. Jeff was actually the very first person I told about the Lit Fest. And he was
Hmm.
one of the people like, let's do it, Dreamer. Like, let's
Make
get
it
it. And he
happen.
has been a
Yes.
huge supporter since day one. So we want to just say thank you to them. We want to say thank
Thank
you
you.
to the Chicago Public Library for being a community partner with us and sponsor. They are coming on site, going to be doing library cards and doing the giveaways, and they've been promoting it throughout the CPL system. And so we are so grateful for them. We're grateful to the Poetry Foundation. Okay, the Poetry
Yes.
Foundation is one of our sponsors. Not only are they helping us be able to bring Jacqueline in, but they have been major supports in getting the word out and helping this festival to be. We want to thank the Crescendo Literary, which is the foundation of Eve Ewan and Nate
Yes.
Marshall, who are local authors here in Chicago. Eve is another great supporter. She's like one of the first people that I shared this idea with and was like, she's like, I'm on board, whatever you need. And so we're grateful for them because, yes, they gave monetary, but they also have just been so supportive in this work. And so, I mean, they're, when I think about sponsorship, I think about, yes, monetary, but I also just think about, people took a chance on this idea. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
That means a lot.
this is the first time like anything like this has happened, and so I'm just grateful for everyone who's donated their time, donated their energy. I mean, my committee have met with me monthly, every single month. We'll be posting. You'll see who the committee is. We posted before. We're gonna be posting again. But again, these are individuals who are like me, who are like, we just want to see this happen, and we want to see it happen on the far south side of Chicago, which matters a lot.
It does. I want to say something about the individual, that company that gave the 25K and how I
Yeah.
even found out about it.
Hmm.
So Jakira, she might see this. We went to high school together,
Mm.
and she inboxed me and sent me that application. And they were specifically looking for, just as Jarima mentioned, Black led or Latinx led nonprofits. And I'm like, I'm sending this to Jarima. Like, I know that she is going to put it to use. Like I said, Burst into Books has something going on all the time. It's like Boxville is my area. I really love that space too. It's a good space. And she's not just over in Roseland, but she's all throughout the city of Chicago, making a difference in youth and families' lives. So thank you, Jakira, for inboxing me. I'm not even always on social media, but I got that message in time. And I'm just so grateful because this is a very well deserving organization who is using, where the money is going. You don't have
Mhm.
to worry. You can trust them. And they're just putting it right back into our community, for
Yeah.
our families, for our youth. So we always complain about the youth doing the negative things. Well,
Mhm.
let's help them do something positive. Let's immerse them in new experiences so they can even discover that there's something out there like this. They don't know unless we expose them.
Yep. Yep. And to that point, two more sponsors I wanted to make sure I definitely highlight because again, they are always present, always doing things in the community. So the Chicago Bulls, okay,
Yes,
I have
yes.
some great partners there. One of my good friends, Erica, is a part of their community development, and she reached out and was like, "How can we support? Like, how can we help?" And so the Bucket Boys came out to our Juneteenth event, which was so awesome
Nice.
because they wanted to be there. And then I told them like, "Man, we're gonna have all these families and." I've been to festivals, and the one thing that's a headache is like you're meeting all these amazing vendors, but like where am I gonna put my stuff? You know what I mean? Like I'm
Uh-huh.
carrying it. And
Yep.
so we were like, how can they really be a great support? So they are actually donating 750 of the Chicago Bull tote bags for families. So
Nice.
when you all arrive and the things we're
Give
saying
me
we're
a
putting in the
bag.
totes, they're going to be coming from the Chicago Bulls. And again, this is their way of supporting the festival. So I just want to say kudos and thank you to them. Open Books, which is another literary org here in Chicago, they have been partners with us for quite a few years. They are actually donating a lot of the books that we're giving away in the youth and family area. So we contacted them early on. It was like, hey, we really want to have books that are diverse and representative of the far south side and really the city of Chicago. So even having books that highlight all cultures, because I think a lot of times when we think about, yes, there's a lack, and there's definitely a lack of books that
Yes.
represent Latinx and Black families and all the diversity in that. But there's also a lack when we think about Asian culture and when we think about all these different entities throughout the city, biracial families. And I mean, there's so many identities that needs to be heard. And so when we reached out to them, I'm like, hey, we would love book donations, but we want these books. We want
Mm-hmm.
specific books. So families, when they come, there's something for everyone. And they are donating a large donation for our youth and family area. So we want to say thank you. Thank you to them. We have other community partners like Bernie Books will be there as well.
Mm-hmm.
We're giving out books. And again, I felt like it was important for that. And this is where I love for us to close is that when
Yeah.
we're doing this work, literacy and just helping support families is such a big mound of work, right? When we think
Mm-hmm.
the reading levels in our city, when we think about access to books, when we think about programming for families, it is lacking, right? There can always be more. I've always been a believer in collaboration. And so I
Yes.
purposely am saying these names: Bernie's Books, Open Books, CPL, Brown Books and Paintbrush, Semicolon, 57th Street Bookstore. The list goes on, having local authors because you need to see us in collaboration,
Yes,
right?
indeed.
We don't want it to be like, oh, Open Books does this, Bernie Books does this, Burlington Books does this, Brown Books and Paintbrush. Like, what happens when we bring all of our greatness in one space and give what we want to families, right? I think that matters a lot. So when we're trying to create these events, it's important that we can see that the real why of why we do this work is for families and being able to increase access. And so whatever that means, let's just come together and make it happen. So I'm grateful because I'm only able to do my work because of partnerships with people that I just mentioned. So
Yes, partnership takes the vision further.
it does.
What
It
I
does.
always say. We have one more sponsor that just joined.
Who? What is doing?
Hey, Market Books. She's gonna send us those 20
Yeah, they
curated books.
did. Yes, yes, yes. So Haymarket Books is an amazing, amazing partner. When we reached out to them, they like, hey, let's and if you are not familiar with Haymarket Books, what I like about Haymarket Books is that they are so intentional about the books that they sell and the stories
Hmm.
that they're telling. And so I was so excited going through that catalog of books. She's like, pick whatever 20. I'm like, it's so hard to pick. Like, I mean, and
Yes.
so I'm excited. So I want to just say thank you to Haymarket Books because they're the donations that they're giving is going to add to what we're able to give to families. And so many of also local authors from Chicago have been published through Haymarket Books, and their work is
Hmm.
pushed through that bookstore, and I'm grateful for the work that they do. So thank you, Haymarket Books.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. So what's next? What's next is that hopefully after listening to this, you are inspired to see us next Saturday. If you're out of town, tell your friends, your family, let them know we are going to be back next year. It's going to be an annual thing. So if you missed this year, mark your calendars. Last Saturday of July will be Lit Fest. And I'm really, if y'all know me,
Mondays.
if you know me, I'm always thinking big. So we are actually going to. And you're going to hear this first. This festival is going to become a 2 day.
Okay.
So you heard it today. It won't be 2 day next weekend, but it will be
Next year.
next year. We're going
That's
for it.
awesome.
And so again, because I just believe that there's just things that I want to
Growth.
be able to expand and give
Hmm.
more time to and have more areas for children to really like display their work. And so this year, one day, July 30th, but do know that as we grow, it will grow as well. So I want to say thank you.
Exciting.
Yeah, thank you in advance for coming and spreading the word. Again, how do you get those animation courses? Just share. It shows me who shared. So when I see that you shared, I'm going to inbox you, say thank you, and bless you, and you can bless a child with the animation course. And then those that share, and we see that you are business owners out here, we're gonna bless you with that book. So thank
How
you.
about if they hashtag? Because that might be a good way to find them
Yeah, any
too. The
hashtag.
Wow Lit Fest or hashtag Wow Lit Fest.
Yep, our hashtag
Hashtag
is
Wow Lit.
Wow Lift Fest 2022. So if
There
you
you
see
go.
hashtag Wow Lift Fest 2022, that would be a way for me to be able to know that you shared it as
2022.
well. So thank you, thank you. See, she already giving them social media strategies. Look,
Yeah.
I'm still learning
Listen,
the hashtag. Y'all still getting with it.
that makes it easy to find y'all because after so many shares, sometimes Facebook will drown it out, but we will be able to search if you put in hashtag Wow Lit Fest 2022.
Yep. And then the day of, when you're there, we'll have, which I didn't even, like I told you, so much, y'all.
It's
We
a lot.
got
Yeah.
360 photo booth. We also have
Oh, nice.
a photo station. We're gonna have on site like a background you can take pictures, and so that's the thing we're gonna be asking people is like when you share, when you post, put hashtag Wow Lift Fest 2022, and so we can already start doing the sharing now.
Yes, indeed. I got it.
Well, thank you
Thanks for having
again.
me.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank
I'm
you, thank you.
excited.
I am too. I am too. And so we will see you all very, very soon. If you see the replay, hopefully, again, you are a few questions you may have about the day has been answered for you. And again, it's not going to be an event you want to miss. So see you soon.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.